welcome back, everybody. Here we go. It's the mock draft part 3. Yeah, I'm super excited. It's Father's Day weekend. We're halfway to July. We had mini camps going on, and I thought, hey, what the heck? Let's do a mock draft. So I am going to do it a little different this time. I put in Jay and Adam at the number 2 spot because that's where I think they're going to go. They still have until July 1st until decide, but I thought that's where I'm thinking they're going to go, so why not do one with them there. I also changed up a couple of the keepers. Yeah, so we might as well get it going. As you'll see on the board here, similar to last time, we'll use the Sleeper app. Just got the keepers in there already. I'll use the Fantasy Footballers Ultimate Draft Kit for the players you see on your board. My board will be different. I have a list of players there, and then I'll just use a spreadsheet, which is what you will see when I show the rounds. And then, yeah, so I guess you're probably wondering who I gave as keepers this time. So you'll see on your screen, I'll just run through everybody quickly. I have myself keeping Jamar Chase and Brian Thomas. The buddies keeping Achan and Karen Williams. Wayne, Josh Allen, and Ladd McConkey. Jen, Joe Burrow, and Joanne Jennings. Joe Mixon and Terry McLaurin for Sunil, Richard, Jamison Williams, and Trey McBride. So all those were pretty much the same as what I've had the last couple times. Ty, I went back to Garrett Wilson and Sam Laporta. Jeremy is staying at Justin Jefferson and Brock Bowers. Rob is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I really still don't know what to do there, so I'm going to go with TJ Hawkinson for now. Dave, Malik Neighbors, and this time I'm going to try Chuba Hubbard. Just see what it looks like with that. Start him off with a running back and a receiver. And then Tom, CeeDee Lamb, and this time I'm going to go James Conner. Same reason, just having a wide receiver and a running back. And then Dallas, we will do Nico Collins and Puka Nacua. So that's the draft board. The keeper board. So that's who I think people will keep. We'll see how close I get as we get into August. Yeah, so from there, I might as well show you the draft board with everyone's keepers put in. So you'll see on the screen, we have 3 rounds of keepers put in there. I'm going to try and do 3-round mock draft today because it is the 3rd mock draft. So you'll see I got Jefferson in there, Lamb, Neighbors, Mixon, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So yeah, that is all. And with that, I might as well get started. So I'm going to try and be quicker. I've done this a couple of times. I kind of know what I'm thinking sometimes. But who knows? We'll change it up maybe a little bit, maybe not. So let's go. Okay, so for this mock draft, considering where I've gotten everybody and that, I am going to continue to stick with Bijan Robinson. I do like him as my pick. He catches the ball, runs the ball, gets a decent amount of touchdowns last year. Wasn't the top touchdown guy, so there's always room there to grow. So I'm going to stick with him as running back to go with my receivers that I kept. Which brings us to the buddies. The buddies have Achan and Karen Williams, so I am thinking they're going to go wide receiver. I mean, there is the chance they could go running back. I mean, we got Barkley, Gibbs, Genty, McCaffrey there. They could take. But I don't see them going running back again this time. So I kind of looking at the two here between Drake London and AJ Brown. So given that they got the two there, I'm going to go with Drake London for them. Just he's a little bit higher ranked there on the board. He's also a tier higher on their ranking. So I'm going to chuck in Drake London. Which brings us to Wayne. So Wayne, remember, kept Josh Allen and Ladd McConkey. Kind of where I've had him all the time. I think that's the best options for him out of his roster. So he can go receiver and wait for a running back, or go running back and see what's there for receiver. But given there's a little bit of a drop now to AJ Brown's, T. Higgins, Marvin Harrison tier there. The running backs are really highly ranked, and given he's only got a receiver, I think that's what he'll do. Last time I gave him Genty. The first time I gave him Gibbs. Like I said, he had Barkley last year. So maybe he'll go Barkley again. So that's what I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him Saquon Barkley back. And I think he's going to see, he had all those big numbers last year. He did well on his team last year. Actually gave Wayne a bit of a run, and then he kind of dropped off towards the end for the rest of Wayne's team. But if it wasn't for Saquon, there's a couple of those matchups that Wayne would not even have been close on. So having Barkley, maybe Wayne thinks, it's a good, strong place to have with Allen and McConkey again, and then go build around that team. So that's what I'm going to do there. Which brings Jen up next. Jen, I left with Burrow and Juwan Jennings. I know Jennings seems a little iffy, but I don't really see any value in the rest of her receivers in terms of where they're picked. So I think he's a 16th rounder. He's kind of the top guy there, unless Ayuk's back, and then we got to pivot there. But for now, that's what I'm going to do. Burrow, I think, is like a top 3 quarterback, potentially. So, keeping him as a 7th, I think, is a smart move. So given that, I don't think she'll go McCaffrey, just given the risk, having him last year. Jennings, like I said, if Ayuk's injured, he's probably got a good half season, and after that, maybe he's still Purdy's #1 guy, but who knows. So I'm going to give her Jahmyr Gibbs. I think she'll take the young guy from Detroit. He had lots of touchdowns last year. He had a good run, although the best part of his year was when Montgomery was down. So we'll see what that does there. I don't see her taking McCaffrey, so that's why I think she'll go with Gibbs. Sunil. Sunil's up next, so as I've said many times, he's got picks there in the second, 2 in the second, 2 in the sixth. So I gave him Mixon and McLaurin. McLaurin, I think for sure is a keep for him. Mixon, I'm not sure. Now with Chubb there, I still think he's fairly highly rated. I just think by the time draft season's around, maybe Mixon's already a 3rd rounder on his own, which in this league kind of puts him to a 2nd rounder, so there's a little bit of value there. But I just don't know if a couple of his other guys, like he's got Pitts in the 5th, which I don't think he likes. I mean, if he had an 8th round pick, I'd give him Keon Coleman, but he doesn't have that. So I don't really know. So that's why I'm sticking with Mixon and McLaurin. Plus, it's a running back receiver combination. So we'll just leave that the same. So this time around, so now with Sunil here, couple options I'm thinking right off the hop is he could go McCaffrey, but he's already got Mixon, so that makes it difficult. Kind of the same idea with Derrick Henry there. If he's got Mixon and Henry, it's a little bit older duo, same with McCaffrey, right? So stay away from that. So does he go Genty here? Nice young guy to have with McLaurin, so you're not really worried about, hopefully, the injury word there. So do that. Or maybe he's thinking, well, you know, maybe I'll wait around, see who's kind of left at running back, and then take a receiver like an A.J. Brown. So, that's interesting. But if he doesn't take Genty's probably gone, but either Richard or Ty next. A.J. Brown could be a good spot for him there. So then he would have A.J. and McLaurin, so that's possibly 2 top 15 minimum receivers. Mixon, who's a top 20-24 receiver. Ashton Genty, we don't know for sure. Henry and McCaffrey are probably also top 12 to 15 running backs. But they could be injured this year, and then McCaffrey's, you know, 40, and Henry, who knows? He doesn't seem to stop, but he's got to eventually. Okay, I'm taking a little bit too much time on this one. So my first thought was actually A.J. Brown. I think Genty could go here. Given it's the Raiders, he's young, kind of makes up for Mixon, but I think kind of looking who's down the line. And Sedano's got 2 picks. He could go running back, and then he's stacked. I kind of like that. We'll see how this plays out. I'm going to give him A.J. Brown. Okay. Interesting. This is already kind of different than anyone I've done before, so I'm liking it. Richard. Well, for Richard, he's got Jameson Williams and Trey McBride. McBride being a top probably 2, 3 tight end. He's a 16th round keeper. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. And then we have Jameson Williams, who I think is an upcoming receiver for Richard. I think just kind of the value on some of his other guys, it's kind of the same idea there. I don't think he'll keep a quarterback because he had Jordan Love in there. Reed in Green Bay now with is it Golden they just drafted, right? So there's a couple guys in there. I just don't think the value's right, so that's why I'm sticking with these 2 guys. Which means this is where I think Richard will take Genty. Chance to take a dynamic running back, fun to watch every Sunday while he's watching curling, kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Genty there for Richard. Okay, brings us to Ty. So Ty, as we remember, I went with Garrett Wilson and Sam Laporta. So running back, tight end, again, Laporta's probably top 5 at the position. Wilson's probably top 15. He can go running back here. There's a couple options, and McCaffrey, Henry, Irving would be your top 3. Followed by receivers now are that Higgins, Harrison, Rashee Rice, Jackson Smith, and Jigba tier. I don't think he can really go wrong either way. I mean, other than the injury word, right? So I get why T. Higgins is rated high, but for me, it's always he's still a number 2 receiver. Rashee Rice could be a 1A, Xavier Worthy a 1B, and Jigma's probably the same thing, 1A, Cooper Kupp a 1B if he's healthy. Those are all difficult. Harrison Jr. is obviously a number 1. Henry, I think, should be solid there. I think he's safer than McCaffrey overall. I mean, Bucky Irving's got to be good too, but maybe not here. So I think Ty is going to take the chance on McCaffrey. He's finished our last 2 seasons, number 1 at the regular season. Lost in the playoffs, second round the year before. Last year was the first round. So anything can happen, obviously. So I think given the way he drafts, good confidence, I think he's going to be the one to take Christian McCaffrey. Okay. So the next, Jeremy would have kept Justin Jefferson, which brings us to Rob. So as we see, we have Rob with Amon-Ra St. Brown and TJ Hawkinson in the 13th. Hawkinson, again, is probably top 5 in the position. Amon-Ra as well. So it's a good start there. So this leaves Rob. Okay, so he's got picks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if he's got, I can see picking any one of those 5 running backs there and being happy with it. So maybe he goes receiver. There's T. Higgins, Harrison Jr., Rice, and Jigba. So he doesn't have to go, he's already got a tight end, so he's not thinking about Kittle. I don't think he's going Lamar for a quarterback here. Seems a little early still. I think Rob's going to look at this and go receiver. So I am going to give him Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay. All right, we're moving along here. We got Dave is up next. Dave has Malik Neighbors as a 2nd round keeper and Chuba Hubbard as a 10th round keeper. Again, I did that to give him kind of that receiver running back combination where before it was always 2 receivers. So for him, he doesn't have a 2nd round pick, so he's got a long wait. So I do think Dave will go running back here. Malik Neighbors. Oh, maybe he won't go running back. He's got Hubbard. I'm so used to thinking 2. So maybe I'm going to go receiver for him. But does he like T. Higgins over the other 2 guys? Again, I hate putting my own biases in here of taking and not taking the 2nd place, but he's in that tier. So Dave want part of that offense. The Rashi Rice, Kansas City, or Seattle with Cup there lingering around. Donald did well last year with 2 receivers, 3 receivers when you got in Hawkinson. I don't think Dave will take Henry. I think he'll stay away from the age a little bit. So I'm going to let Henry fall. But I am going to give Dave JSN. I don't know why, but I think that's what he'll do. He'll look at having Neighbors as a solid number 1. JSN's a good number 1 on another team. Rashi Rice, like I said before, I don't know. You got Worthy there. He's kind of a 1A to the 1B. Higgins is the number 2, but he puts up lots of points. So I think the fact that he's got Hubbard late as a so-so running back, right? It could be 15 to 20, it could be 10 to 15. So who knows? But I think JSN a year older, Darnold rejuvenated. I think that's what he'll do. Okay, convinced myself. Tom's up next, who's keeping CeeDee Lamb. So moving on to Dallas for the last pick of the 1st round. So Dallas, as we said, has got Nico and Puka. He's got 2 receivers, so he could go 2 running backs. Maybe he goes running back receiver. We got lots of flex positions, but I don't see him taking 2 receivers. It would be a kind of a cool move, but I don't know if I would see Dallas taking, say, Higgins and Rice off the board. No, I don't see it. I don't see him doing that. I had to think about it for a second. So But I am going to change it up a little bit. I am going to go the 2 running back route for Dallas. Only because I think it's a good spot here to get 2 guys who are still top 10 running backs. So why not get 2 of them? He's already got 2 receivers who are probably top 10, right? So why not fill up those kind of spots with top 10 guys? Cool. All right, so the first one I'll give him in the first round because of his age, and he won't be kept, I'm assuming. It will be Derrick Henry. And same as I did in the last one, I'll give him Bucky Irving in the second round. Okay. So I'll take a quick pause and run through the list here. So in the first round, I took Bijan Robinson, followed by the buddies taking Drake London, Wayne taking Saquon Barkley, Jen taking Jahmyr Gibbs, Sunil taking AJ Brown, Richard going Ashton Genty, Ty going Christian McCaffrey, Jeremy keeping Justin Jefferson, Rob drafting Marvin Harrison Jr., Dave drafting JSN, Tom keeping CeeDee Lamb, and Dallas then drafting Derrick Henry to round out the end of the first round, and then he drafted Bucky Irving in the start of the second, which brings us to Tom. So Tom, I gave 1 of each. So as we saw, he's got CeeDee Lamb there in the first and James Conner in the 5th. So again, he got a couple options here. I think we're kind of at a period where there's a good string of receivers coming up. So why not grab another running back? And then he's kind of got 2, and then he can kind of play the board because he's got picks in rounds 3 and 4 before he has a keeper. So I am going to give him a running back, and I'm going to give Tom Chase Brown. Good young guy. Tom can't keep CeeDee Lamb next year, so that gives him a young running back to keep in the second round. Because I don't know if he'd keep Connor again. So I think that's kind of a neat little move there for Tom. Then we have Dave keeping Malik Neighbors in the second round, which brings us back to Rob. So I think this is kind of a good spot for Rob, right? So he had Amon-Ra in the 3rd coming up next. He has TJ Hawkinson in 13, and then Rob had Marvin Harrison Jr. in the 1st. So I'm thinking he's going to go running back because then he wouldn't have a pick till the 4th round. So he's still got a couple guys here in one of these tiers. So I'm going to give him Josh Jacobs. I just like him over Kamara a little better, just because of Derek Carr being out. So just I don't know what their offense will be. So I'll give him Josh Jacobs. Okay, moving on to Jeremy. So Jeremy had Justin Jefferson as a keep in the 1st round. And then he has Brock Bowers as his tight end in the 9th. So literally top 3 at worst at those 2 positions. So does he want to look at running back, or does he think, hey, there's a lot of receivers out there I still like, so maybe I'll take one and then focus on that kind of mid-range running back in the 3rd and 4th round. So I like it. There's Higgins there, Rice, Adams, and Evans I think are all solid. I don't know if he's into the Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall category. I mean, they're all got their own risk. I mean, I think I know in my mind who I think is the safest out of all of them. So maybe that's what I will do there. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor for Jeremy. I think kind of seeing what's on the board, grab a running back, because like I said, it seems running backs are drying up a little bit. So get one now. And then in the third round, it looks like there's a good chunk of receivers he can kind of figure out what he wants to do. So, okay, yeah, just kind of looking at my list there, see what I got going on. Okay, now we're up to Ty. Ty has Christian McCaffrey in the first, Garrett Wilson and Sam Laporta. Kind of really opens him up to go any direction. I don't think he could go Kamara or Hall. I think he'll kind of wait on running back now. Maybe next round after. Maybe a fourth round, knowing Ty, and load up on receiver. So I think this is about as far as I think T. Higgins will drop. I think this is a good spot. If not, I was going to give him to Sunil, but I think this is a place Ty would take him. So yeah. Next we have the first of Sunil's 2 picks. So in the first round, I gave Sunil A.J. Brown. And then he has Joe Mixon and Terry McLaurin. I know I've also talked about giving him Jaden Daniels here as a good potential spot. But I kind of like looking at this board with him having Brown and McLaurin. I do think probably he could do either Jaden Daniels or Hurts. They're pretty much ranked the same to me, but with having Mixon in the next round, he can't wait. And I think he could have if he didn't have Mixon. So maybe that's something he can think about. But I don't know who he would keep as a running back or another keeper there instead of Mixon. So it might also change other things, right? So, interesting. I like talking this out. It's fun. Okay, where are we? Sunil. I don't like a running back here for him. Although I probably should give him one. Unless he just like, screw it and wait till the 5th and see what's there. I mean, there might be a decent amount of guys by then. Maybe. We'll see. But I think I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go running back and Daniels. Now that he has Brown and McLaurin. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go Marashi Rice. I do like giving that to him as a receiver there. I think that's a good pick for either one of his 2 spots. I just don't know. Like with having Brown and McLaurin, it takes away the stack idea that I always liked, right? Because then he can play either of them here. So it might still come down to who he likes more. There's also a George Kittle here. Could be a move. And then he's got a tight end in there. But maybe he likes to wait on tight end to the 5th. Or sorry, yeah, to the 5th. But then he's definitely looking at just random tight ends at that point. I just don't know if he likes Mixon as his number 1 running back. But then when you like Kamara, Hall, Cook, Walker, Jones, like you can't take those guys here. So it might be better for him to go running back in the first round. Interesting. Okay, well, just to speed it up for time management, I'm going to throw him Alvin Kamara. He'll take his old man running backs there. Okay. All right. not sure what he'll do there. I don't know if that's kind of what he's thinking. I think he probably would change it up then and to give him Ashton Genty instead of AJ Brown. And then I think I would feel better about giving him 2 receivers here instead of a receiver running back combination. So something to keep in mind, Sunil, if you are watching this. Jen is up next. She has Jahmyr Gibbs, Juwan Jennings, Joe Burrow. I think I'm going to, no, I know I'm going to give her a receiver here. I am going to give her Javonte Adams. Okay, I think he's still going to put up numbers. I think he's going to get some TDs. He stays fairly healthy, so I think he should be okay. I know he wants to win a Super Bowl here, so I think he'll be all right. Okay, so that brings us to Wayne. So what does Wayne got again? So he's already got a quarterback in Josh Allen. He's got Ladd McConkey, so a top 10, 12 receiver. And then he took Saquon, so we're saying a top 5. So given he picks in like 5 picks again, he could maybe wait on a tight end because there's, 2, 3 there that he could maybe grab. Quarterback, if that's what he's thinking, he could do the same. So I don't think he's going to go running back here. He can do a little hero RB if he wants to take somebody in the next round. So I'm going to give him good old steady Mike Evans. Oh, that's funny. Okay, Mike Evans. Okay. So that gives him a couple good receivers, a young receiver, a steady receiver, a good top quarterback, a possibly good running back as long as he's healthy and playing. Yeah, so it gives him a good start to his team. I like that for Wayne. Okay, next up is the Buddies. So they have their running backs in Achane and Kyron Williams, Drake London. They do pick again in the 3rd round. So I think they're not going to go running back here. They already got 2. They're probably looking at me thinking I might go running back. But I mean, if you're looking at the board here, we got Breece Hall, Cook, Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery. And then it's the rookies, right? Henderson, Hampton, Judkins, Harvey, kind of thing. And do I want them as a 3rd round? Maybe I do. Right? Take that risk. They're supposed to be good running backs, right? So why not do it? Anyway, it's not my turn. It's the Buddies' turn. So they have the 2 running backs. So I am going to go receiver for them. So this kind of next tier here, we got DJ Moore, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, and Devonta Smith. I don't know if they're going to take Kittle. Maybe they think about it next round. We'll see. But I do think they're going to definitely go receiver because they could look at me and go, well, I might take one of these guys. Maybe they like one more than the others. Maybe I take 2, right? I got Bijan. Maybe I go hero RB and then take a running back in 4 and 5. We'll see. Then I'm getting thin. That mid running back again. But, yeah. Tight ends will go, quarterbacks will go. I think we'll see some more receivers go. Anyway. Okay, so let's see what the Buddies are thinking. I think they're going to go... Like, I like DJ Moore, but I'm not sure about Caleb, and it's the Bears. DK and Rodgers, I don't know. 2 and Tyreek, I don't know. Devonta, I do like Devonta Smith. I mean, I might look at taking him. And then he's got Cortland Sutton here. It's a number 1 with Bo Nix. He's got Drake London, number 1. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to give him Cortland Sutton. Kind of like that too. Drake London, Corton Sutton, Devon Achane, and Kyron Williams. It's a pretty good start for top 4 guys. Okay. So next is me. Looking at this, I worry about this running back group. I mean, it's not. There's some keepers in the 4th round. I think only 2. So after this pick, I'm looking at about. There's 2 keepers there, so that's 4. I'm looking at 20 picks. So my next. So you're gonna do an average. There might be a rookie running back left for me in the 4th round. Maybe not. Maybe there goes a running back run. Although I would be happy with a couple of those receivers. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't trust Breece Hall. I don't trust the Jets. Justin Fields, it's his 3rd team already, right? I don't know. James Cook, I like the idea of James Cook. He's on a good offense. Kenneth Walker, I worry about. Aaron Jones, well, he is a Viking. They didn't really run the ball much last year. David Montgomery seems really early to take him. And then you're into the rookie running backs, and you're Trevion Henderson, Omarion Hampton, Judkins. If I want to go receiver and go 2 receivers, I was thinking of probably taking Devonta Smith and DJ Moore. I kind of like that group there. Hill I worry about. Metcalf I'm scared about. Moore I like over those 2 guys, only because Tua could get hurt, Rodgers could get hurt. Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts has not been hurt. Or do I do that kind of a stack? I just don't like early. I'm not going to go early quarterback this year. I'm going to wait. Okay, or do I go 1 of each? I like the also taking the idea. I also like the idea of 1 of each here. It being 3 and 2 instead of 4 and 1, because then it leaves me more open in that 4-5 turn because I don't have anything in 6 or 7. So I'm actually going to go some young guys here. I am going to take No. Okay, I'm going to take Devonta Smith. Because I do think he's good. And then I'm going to take Omarion Hampton as my first pick of the 3rd round. Okay. I know that might be a little bit of a reach, but I think he would be in the same category as those other guys by the end of the year. And I can manage flex and running back as we go. I like it. I like it. Okay, so let me recap the 2nd round. So in the 2nd round, Dallas went Bucky Irving. Tom went Chase Brown. Dave, as you see, kept Malik Neighbors. Rob took Josh Jacobs. Jeremy took Jonathan Taylor. Ty took T. Higgins. Sunil went with Rashi Rice and Alvin Kamara. Jen went Devonta Adams. Wayne, Mike Evans. The Buddies, Cortland Sutton. And then I rounded it off with Devonta Smith, which brings us to the 3rd round where I take Omarion Hampton as my first pick in the 3rd round. So we're back to the Buddies. So the Buddies have Cortland Sutton, Drake London, Achane, and Williams. So I think they're going to look at this board and be happy and saw some guys fall. And I think he's going, or they are going to take DJ Moore. That gives them London, Sutton, Moore as receivers to go with Achane and Williams. I think that's a pretty good start. Okay. Wayne is up next. Wayne has Josh Allen, Ladd McConkey, Saquon Barkley, and Mike Evans. So I think Wayne doesn't have a pick in the 4th now. I think he's going to look at the board and see George Kittle there in the hype with his tight end. And in redraft, they're talking about him going in the 3rd round. So I think the fact here that he fell to the 3rd round with us, I think Wayne is going to take that opportunity to draft George Kittle. Okay. We are on to Jen. Jen has Burrow and Jennings, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Devonta Adams. So I think she's going to go receiver and play a little hero RB because her keepers are later. I think she's going to have a little bit more faith in Hill over Metcalf. I think kind of that next tier down with like Flowers, Godwin, Myers, McMillan's pretty good. Like I do think that, but I think Hill still has that chance to be that little bit better. So I think she's going to play the upside pick here and take Tyreek Hill to add to Devonta Adams. And Jennings kind of gives her a good spread of receivers. Next we have Sunil keeping Joe Mixon. So that takes us to Richard. Richard didn't have a 2nd round pick, so he had Ashton Genty in the 1st. Then he kept Jameson Williams and Trey McBride. So I think he could really kind of go any way, but I think he's going to go receiver. I think having Genty kind of leaves them a little bit to push those running backs down a little further. I don't think he wants Kelsey. He may look at Lamar here, but if it's anything like last year, quarterbacks really didn't go until the next round. So maybe he'll wait and try and get anyone from Lamar to Jaden, Jalen Hurts, maybe Bo Nix kind of quarterback. So we'll leave it that. So I don't think he'll take DK, but I do think he likes DK Metcalf. As a longtime Seattle Seahawks fan, I think he's going to look at DK and be interested in him, but I think he's got everyone's worry with Rodgers. So I think this is where he's going to take Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers with Lamar. It was a good year last year. I kept looking at him on Jeremy's roster. I think it's Jeremy. And wanted to trade for him, but I knew Jeremy wouldn't trade him away. So it's just one of those guys, right? So, yeah. So next up we have Ty. So Ty has T. Higgins, Christian McCaffrey, Garrett Wilson, Sam Laporta. Good mix, a little bit worrisome running back. But I do like his receivers in Wilson and Higgins. So I think he is going to go running back here. I don't know how many picks is around. His next pick looks like probably at least 10. If there's no keepers, maybe then 11. So I think there's a chance that one of those running backs might be there, but maybe the fact that I took Hampton, he might jump on one of them. Again, with having both his keepers and Wilson and Laporta can't be kept for next year. Maybe he looks at this as a chance to get a young guy in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I think he's going to go Judkins, though. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm going to get Ty Judkins. He likes rookies, mostly rookie receivers, but I'm going to give him a rookie running back there in Judkins. So yeah. Okay, Jeremy, Better Call Hall. yeah, he has the opportunity to redraft Hall where he could have kept him, which is why I wasn't giving him to him. He has Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, and Brock Bowers. So Taylor's top 10, top 2 for the other two guys as long as everyone's healthy. Maybe this is a spot where he goes, well, you know what? I have one of the best tight ends, one of the best receivers. Do I go one of the best quarterbacks? And grab a quarterback here and then kind of take what's left there coming around the corner. But at this point, I mean, none of those guys, like Rob doesn't have a quarterback, Dave doesn't have a quarterback, Tom doesn't have a quarterback, Dallas doesn't have a quarterback. So realistically, all three of these guys could potentially take one of them. But is that possible? Right, and Rob. So 4 guys take the 3. But I don't see the run. I don't see the run happening. So I think he'll wait and hope to get one of them next round, potentially. I think he's going to build then. I think he will take Breece Hall, and he can keep his name and redraft Breece Hall here. Okay. All right. Moving on, we're at Rob. Rob has Amon-Ra here, Josh Jacobs, Marvin Harrison, and TJ Hawkinson. So he's pretty loaded up. I think he's going to go. Oh, he can't go. I am sorry. He's keeping him. I do this every time. So we're moving on. We're moving on to Dave. All right. We got 3 to go. We're going to try and wrap this up in the next few minutes here. So Dave, where are we? Dave's got Neighbors and Jigba in the first, and who is his other? Chuba Hubbard. So I think Dave will also wait quarterback, maybe wait and see which one of those 3 guys he can possibly get in the next round as well. I think this is a good spot for all 3 of these guys to maybe grab a quarterback. So maybe give one of them, but I don't think it'll be Dave. I think Dave will look at position because he kept Neighbors there. I think he's going to take James Cook. I think he's going to look at Cook being a tier up, and being a Bills fan, I think he's going to take a little bit of a homer pick and take James Cook. Okay. Tom has CeeDee Lamb as a keeper in the first round, Chase Brown as a pick in the second round, and then I gave him James Conner. So again, he's good for a running back. He doesn't need to look at that tier there of Walker, Jones, Montgomery, and then kind of who's left there, Henderson and Harvey, and the next kind of group of rookies. I don't know if he likes DK very much here. I think he's already kind of got James Conner, which is a little bit an iffy pick. So I think he's going to take Lamar. No, I don't think he is. I do think he is. I think Tom is not afraid to go quarterback, and he is going to take Lamar Jackson. Okay, which is going to make Dallas decide what to do. So I know Dallas will take players he likes when he likes them. So he's got Nico, he's got Puka, he's got Bucky and Henry. Again, he can go any direction. I don't think he's going to take Kelsey, because it's Travis Kelce. Again, I don't know if he'll go Hurts or Daniels here. Either way, he could and then maybe take it next round, a player, but I think I'll just take like a regular player for him here. I know everyone's worried about Dobbins in Denver, but I think RJ Harvey is good. Everyone's pumping up Travion Henderson. I don't think he's going to go Walker, Aaron Jones, who banged up. Montgomery just doesn't seem like a fun pick in the 3rd round. Would he go Metcalf here? Godwin, Myers? No, I'm going to give him... I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but for the Carolina Panthers, sorry, McMillan. Dallas likes young receivers. He's, like I said before, he's got to replace Nico and Puka. He's got second round keepers potentially, Bucky Irving and McMillan. Maybe not. So, okay, we'll run through this last round, and if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I had a lot of fun again as always. So, third round, I started off with taking Elmarian Hampton. Then the buddies go DJ Moore. Wayne goes George Kittle. Jen goes Tariq Hill. Cineo kept Joe Mixon. Richard goes Zay Flowers. Ty goes Judkins. Jeremy takes Brees Hall. Rob keeps Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dave drafts James Cook. Tom takes Lamar Jackson, and Dallas drafts McMillan. So that's mock draft number 3 with 3 rounds. I thought the third round was a little bit easier, just kind of who's there, you're kind of filling out the roster, but anyway, it's a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed to the end, like I said, thank you very much, and all right, have a happy Father's Day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.